Hey everyone, for this video I want to show you how to use the edit URL action in Make, and let me give you some context. As you see, we always love to have our use cases and our demos related to a certain business case. So let's say I have, once again, Airtable with a list of products. Let's say I'm selling some Deadpool and Wolverine merchandise, and I have on my Etsy shop I have this Deadpool and Wolverine keychain. And I'm sending links, I'm sending emails, and I'm sending WhatsApp messages for people, hey, buy my products, or maybe even putting it in sponsored in my campaigns directly to my store to buy the product. But I also know that if my product is out of stock, I want people to be able to purchase an alternative product. So I don't want them to just get to a page that says this item is out of stock. So I'm managing my stock inside Airtable, and I'm saying I have the product page, the product name, and I'm saying, is this item in stock or not? And we'll see how that relates. But if not, I want them to be directed to an alternative product, right? So whenever they click the link in the campaign, they'll see the alternative product that I'm offering them to buy instead of the one that I don't have in stock right now. So what we first did is actually just create a URL with a RURL, a short URL with Ru, that takes actually the product page and shortens it. So, and I saved it here in Airtable. We'll see that whenever I click it, I get to the to my product page, to my keychain product page. But what I want to do is whenever this item goes in or out of stock, modify that exact URL to point to the relevant product. So once again, we have a make scenario here on the left, triggered by a webhook that is received from the Airtable automation whenever I check or uncheck the stock checkbox. So we have a webhook that is triggered, and we want to get the details of the record, see the product or alternate product. And here, if the URL doesn't exist yet, if this is empty, I want to, sorry, that's the bottom one. If the URL doesn't exist, create it and save it back to Airtable. But if it does exist, I want to do an edit URL. All right, and what that does is I'm taking the URL, and that is once again the Ru short URL, and I'm saying it, if the item is in stock, go to the direct it to the product page. If not, direct it to the alternate product page. All right, and all it does, it doesn't do anything to Airtable because I already have the Ru short URL here. I just need to edit its destination. All right, so as we see right now here, I click this shorting. This doesn't concern Make. This is something that just to show where it's directing to. It's directing me to this product page. Now, let me move myself aside, run the scenario so you'll see it running. It's obviously turned on, but I want to see. I want us to view it in real time. And let me uncheck the stock in stock column. This means that this item is out of stock, and now this short URL needs to be directed to the alternate product page. All right. So I've unchecked this, and there's a script running now inside Airtable that is actually triggering the make webhook. So it takes a couple of seconds, but we see that once the webhook was triggered, the URL exists, and since this item is not in stock anymore, it's actually directing me to this item. All right, so I haven't touched the link inside Airtable at all. I just did work with Ru on the back end. Now if I click this specific URL, I'm actually going to the figurines, right? To my alternate product. Now, if my product goes back into stock, let me run this again and check the checkbox here. If my item goes back into stock, the same automation will be triggered inside Make. And we'll see that now, since the item is in stock, it will direct the exact same link to the product page, right? So we were triggered once again. We pulled the details from Airtable, and we actually did the edit URL for our short URL and told it to direct it to the keychain. So if I click the URL here now, I'll see that I'm actually directed to the keychain. So the same link directed me whenever I wanted it to go based on the availability of the stock that we have, all right, of the item. And what you can use it, you can have many uses for that. We actually have users that are using it to for WhatsApp groups. Let's say that I have let's take the meeting demo that we had in the previous video, and in the thank you page, I can have a WhatsApp group. Whenever that fills, I can edit that URL and direct it to another WhatsApp group. I'll show a video about it. We actually did something very cool with Ru, connecting it directly to Airtable without actually going through Make for specific actions. So we'll show you that in another video. This one, I just wanted to focus on the edit URL action and see how it can be of use to you.